They smeared honey all over the two corpses and planned to dump them in the mountains later so black bears would dispose of them, thus clearing themselves of suspicion for the murders. Because just yesterday Jack was driving home when he saw a black bear on the road ahead. Panicking, he swerved the wheel, trying to avoid it, but the wet road caused the car to lose control. At that moment, a woman driver took off her pants, squatting by the side of the road to pee. Jack was speeding toward her in the car. With a sudden violent crash, the accident happened. Jack shakily opened the car door. He got out to check on the victim. The woman had already stopped breathing. As he was at a loss, the woman's husband heard the noise. He quickly hung up a phone call. He rushed to the scene. The moment they locked eyes, the husband mistakenly thought Jack was about to kill him to cover up the murder. Terrified, he turned and ran. But tragically, he ran into a branch behind him and died on the spot. Jack, who witnessed everything, completely broke down. Two thoughts flashed through his mind. Should I call the police and confess, or should I run for it? Blame it all on that bear. Each choice could completely ruin his simple, peaceful farmer life. As he looked around, he realized there wasn't a soul in sight. So he decided to flee the scene. Jack returned home, still shaken by the shock. His face was as pale as a sheet. Then he told his wife, Casey, about it. Casey didn't believe there were bears in the area, but Jack insisted he had seen a bear. Casey then urged him to call the police immediately. Let the police determine the responsibility, but Jack refused, saying he hadn't insured the car. If they called the police would check his car and find out it was him who hit the person. They would lose everything. In this country, driving without insurance could get you fined up to $3,750 and possibly have your license revoked. For a family already in debt, it would be catastrophic. What's worse, he had touched the woman's BMW. There were his fingerprints on the car. Casey took a deep breath and asked an unexpected question. Where's the body? Jack took Casey back to the scene of the accident. After wiping his fingerprints from the car, Jack found a woman's handbag in the BMW. Casey decided to keep it. After all, the deceased no longer needed it. Then when they checked the trunk, Casey found a huge bundle of cash. A whopping $2 million. For this debt-ridden farmer family, it was a chance to change their identity. When Jack asked his wife what to do, Casey quickly made a decision: get rid of the bodies and keep the money for themselves. But they didn't realize that the money was dirty. The two deceased came here to deal in illegal goods. They were high-level criminals the police were after. Later, the police would follow this clue and track down the missing pair. After Jack and Casey took the money, they started planning how to hide the bodies. Being obsessed with crime novels, Casey knew simple ways to deal with a body. One method was to let pigs eat the bodies. Because pigs eat everything except teeth, pigs will eat anything. But the problem is, pigs eat too slowly. The second method was to use acid to dissolve them, but that method was too dangerous, too complicated. Then Casey came up with a better idea. The next day, they placed the bodies on a boat and dragged them upstream on the river. Casey's plan was simple. The bear would come to the river to hunt salmon. What they needed to do was stage a chaotic animal hunting scene. They coated the bodies in honey to lure the bears closer.